Have you ever made a pancake wreath on an 18-inch wreath base? That is exactly what we're going to do today. Now, as you can see, I have a new co-host. His name is Rocky. So super quick about him. He was the only one who survived from his litter, but he is a half-brother of Simba. They share the same dads, but different moms. While Simba is a Scottish fold Highland because of his ears, this little guy is actually a British straight Highland, and he is super energetic. Look at those eyes. He's really all ears, to tell you the truth. His ears are so big, but he is named Rocky because he survived while all of his siblings did not, and he is giving this house a run for its money. Oh my, look at this. Simba is just trying to kind of deal with him because he's looking at him, and this one's going 80 miles an hour. So yeah, maybe we should have named him Speedy Gonzalez or something, but yeah, this is little Rocky, our little survivor. Yeah. All right, you guys, let's get started on our 18-inch Christmas pancake wreath. Let's go over the supplies for this wreath. I'm going to need 2 rolls of 10-inch Deco mesh that is 10 yards in length. You're going to need a total of 16 pipe cleaners, plus if you're going to use anything for your centerpiece. I'm going to be using a floral wire. My floral wire is gold 26 gauge, and of course it matches my Snowflake. When it comes to my ribbon, I like to use a 2.5 inch, a 1.5 inch ribbon. Both are wired, and just by the ribbon you can tell the theme of this wreath with the gold snowflakes and the red and black buffalo check, but it's mostly going to be that gorgeous gold and red. The wreath base that I'm using is an 18-inch in diameter metal wreath form from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to start by attaching our pipe cleaners, and we are going to keep it simple. We're using 4 more than we usually use on a 14-inch frame. One thing to keep in mind on this 18-inch wreath base is the difference between the rows is much wider than on a 14-inch wreath base. I'm going to start by putting a pipe cleaner on row 1 and 2, and I'm going to bring it together towards this first row. I'm going to go around the entire inner row and attach the pipe cleaners. And of course you see that I am facing them towards the inside. The inner row is done, and all the pipe cleaners are in the center of each section on rows 1 and 2. Now we're going to go on the intersection, and that's where I'm going to attach my pipe cleaners for the outside row. And since we're going on an intersection, we don't need to use the 2 rows for more of a stability because it's going to go nowhere. So I'm going to go ahead, go all the way around, and on each intersection, attach a pipe cleaner and face it towards the outside of your wreath. The wreath base is complete. I have a total of 16 pipe cleaners, 8 on the inside and 8 on the outside. It is time to cut our gorgeous Deco mesh. Out of 1 roll, you are going to get 12 pieces. That's because 10 yards is 360 inches. Divide that by 30, that's going to give us 12 pieces. So from the second roll, I'm only going to need 4 pieces that are 30 inches in length. If your cutting mat is not long enough, I do a little trick where I add what I need to on my little ruler and put it underneath my mat. My cutting mat is 24 inches plus this half, so 24.5 plus 5.5 is going to give me the 30 that I need, and so I'm just putting it right underneath. now it's time to cut. If you want to use a wood burning tool, you can also do that, but the piece is long enough. We're going to curl the ends and, you know, make sure that they're nice and secure. It should be fine not to use the wood burning tool for this one. This Deco mesh, as you can see, I'm just letting it curl on its own, and I'm putting it in a laundry basket next to me. The rotary cutter that I'm using, I get on Amazon. I have it linked in the description box below, or you can find it in my Amazon shop. When it comes to the ribbon, I'm going to do something a little bit different when it comes to the ribbon bundles on the inner row. But for now, I'm going to start by cutting 16 pieces of this 2.5 inch at 12 inches each. To cut my ribbon, I am going to be doing dovetails. So I'm just going to fold the ends and cut. Just like this. Next, I'm going to take the same 2.5 inch ribbon, but this time I'm going to cut 8-inch pieces, and I'm only going to need 8 of these. I got my 8 pieces. Just like the first time, we're going to make dovetails. This gold ribbon that I'm going to be using, I did get at Costco, and it's really, really cool. It actually is gold on one side and silver on the other. I'm going to be cutting 16 pieces, 12 inches in length. Once again, I'm going to fold the edges and make dovetails. You guys can see we have a little visitor. The pipe cleaners were just too irresistible for him. Okay, we're going to start with the 2 ribbon pieces that are 12 inches in length, and of course 1 piece of the Deco mesh. We're basically going to be making ruffles with our Deco mesh, so I like to make sure that the Deco mesh is being rolled onto the table, a little bit of a fold at the end, about 1 inch, and then making sure that I'm in the center because I don't have a defined center. I'm going to place my Deco mesh in the center of my cutting mat. And in this little square, I'm going to start bringing it together as best I can. When I come towards the end, you can see that it naturally wants to fold in, which is perfect for us. I'm going to keep it folded about 1 inch and bring everything together. Here is our ruffle. And unlike any other wreath, we're going to work 1 row at a time, starting from outside row, and then we're going to work on our inside row. Give our Deco mesh a nice twist. And what I like to do is I like to take both ends and overlap them a little bit from this side and of course from this side. If you're looking at it from the top, it looks like a beautiful flower. You can do the ribbon bundles at the same time or later. I don't see why I need to wait, so I'm going to do the ribbon bundles at the same time. My first ribbon, my second ribbon. I'm going to collect that in the center, but as I'm doing it, I'm going to be pushing it out in a little V so the top stays nice and flat, and just bringing it from the bottom, make an upside down V, excuse me, and attach it to the wreath. I'm ready to twist my pipe cleaner up, and we're done with this pipe cleaner. We're done with this piece. Twist it up about 1 inch, cut off the excess, and I'm going to hide it behind that ribbon. If you are worried about the center, it's going to get covered by this inside row. It's going to overlap a little bit. And look how stunning this is. That is pretty much it. This little kitten is seriously in the way. Going to make my next ruffle, rolling onto the table, make 1 little fold, gather it in the center. We have the fold in the back that's kind of naturally forming, and bring it all together. Attaching it to my wreath. Nice twist. Now I'm going to overlap and just feel which one wants to overlap over which one. Sometimes when I'm putting these together, one doesn't want to move, so I'll just use the other one to overlap it. And I have my beautiful flower. Next, the ribbon. And I'm just bringing my thumbs to this upper row. Just bringing them together and making that little V. Let's attach, and we're going to cut off the excess from the tail, fold, and fold behind the ribbon. Repeat the same process all the way around on the outside row. Outer row is all done, and I'm telling you, my friends, this thing is going to be humongous. So the next thing I want to do is pull out all the pipe cleaners on that inner row so I can get to them easier. Also going to grab the little short ribbon pieces that we did. And the reason that I did that is, number one, I wanted a little bit more red in the wreath. And number two, I had to show off this gorgeous ribbon that kind of got covered up by the gold. That's why we did this extra little piece of ribbon. Once again, I'm going to start by making the ruffle. We are going to overlap, and as you can see right away, we are covering that center of the ribbon. Now I'm going to go ahead, bring in my 12-inch ribbon, and the reason I had to do a red one first is because I needed to break up all that gold in the Deco mesh, my 1.5 inch, and of course my 8-inch piece. Bring it all together just the same when we were doing the V. So just bringing it up and keeping that top row in place. Now we have the bottom row. We have the gold and we have this piece. It's going to be adorable. So twist, twist, twist on the pipe cleaner, and I'm going to cut off the excess and hide it, of course. Going to repeat the same process, except I'm going to add this sweet little 8-inch piece to bring out some of that red. All the ribbon and Deco mesh is on. Now I'm going to do something kind of odd. I'm going to take these two little tails and I'm going to face them towards the inside. The reason I'm doing that is I want to extend the red a little bit more towards the center. With the tails, you can either make them look like a little petal, so just smooth them out, round them off, or you can keep them straight. When you keep them straight, the dovetail shows, more of the ribbon shows. It's actually really pretty. So I do like to point mine out and keep them straight, which is going to make this wreath even bigger than it is. And so I'm going to go around doing that, but on the inside ones I'm going to face this little sweet petal towards the inside. Rocky is going to help me. He's my little helper today. And so these are going in and these two are going out. My ribbon is covering everything up real well, but if you feel like you want to put something in the center, you definitely can. This particular wreath is going to be extremely gold, extremely glam. You don't have to do that. You can pick and choose the colors that go with your decor. I mean, this wreath would look so beautiful in red, white, and green. When I'm choosing the theme for my wreaths, it's either the ribbon that is going to lead the way or the centerpiece. And then I'll buy something if I have to add on to it. Ribbon is straightened out, and now it's time to bring in my snowflake. At first, you're going to take a look at it and it looks like it's blending in, but that's okay. We're going to bring some of this red ribbon out, and I really want it to kind of blend into the wreath. If you're using a beautiful sign with a contrast, that's great too. But in my vision, I had a little bit of a different idea. So I got this snowflake at the Dollar Tree, and the first thing I did when I brought it home was I just used hairspray super quick. You could also use Mod Podge spray or regular Mod Podge. I used hairspray because I didn't paint this. I didn't really do anything to it. I just wanted to eliminate all of that glitter. This snowflake has a little loop to hang it. I'm going to use wire cutters and gently cut that off. Next, I'm going to grab some floral wire. 3 pieces at 24 inches. I am going to double them. If you have a stronger wire, 12 inches should do the trick. But the Dollar Tree floral wire, I don't think it's that strong. I'm going to go on the 3 corners, and you can either attach it right here in the center, or you can attach it on the sides. I'm just going to take this outer little piece. If Find that center, and we're going to do 2 twists. Just wanted to give you a little close-up of how I attached it, and if you can't see it, that just tells you how well my floral wire is blending in with the snowflake. Let's work it in a little bit and flip. As usual, I'm doing 1 twist attachments in the back to make sure our snowflake is centered, it's in a good place, and then I'm going to go back and secure the floral wire. Okay, I'm liking that. I want the snowflake to blend into the background. Yes, I am going to cover just a little bit of it and bring out that red a little bit more. Let's secure the floral wire. If you're going to cover the back, this is the right time to do it. In this instance, I am not going to be covering the back. Since we're still in the back, I'm going to take a jute cord and make a hanging loop. Cut off the excess, and there it is. Now I'm just going to straighten everything out, and for the most part it didn't really move because we didn't have anything extensive. We just spread out that ribbon. Just to show you a side view, it is not a very tall wreath, but look at all that impact from the front. It is literally going outside my cutting mat almost, so it's at least 24 inches in width. This baby is big and beautiful. In this case, very glam. And this sweet little wreath is going to a home that loves all that glam. Are you a fan of the pancake method as much as I am? Oh my goodness, this one won't let me talk. I love the fact that we can use these wreaths on doors that have that storm door in front of it. It's beautiful, it's fun to make, it's kind of quick to make too, and it makes for a beautiful wreath. With that being said, Rocky and I are going to say thank you so much for being with us, and have a beautiful and blessed day. Rocky, did you want to say bye to everyone? Bye. We're not there with the high five yet with him, but we're working on it. Bye, guys.